You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It is your host, Brian Fullerton here, hanging with you guys. And today we're going to be wrapping up the week with a kind of a lighthearted episode, talking a little bit about the green industry's largest trade show of the year. And yes, that is Equip Exposition. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about the lay of the land, kind of give you guys some of the details, some of the nitty gritty to help you guys plan ahead for the largest trade show of the year. I'm getting a ton of questions, a bunch of DMs, a bunch of emails. When's registration? How much is registration? Where's the hotels? Where's the best places to stay? Any fun things that are happening, and so much more. So here's what I want to say. For all of you guys that have been listening for the last year or two on the podcast, super appreciate the support. You guys have been just literally crushing it. The podcast actually, by the way, is up like 25%. Month over month over month. We went from like 75,000 or 50,000 downloads to like 75,000 to like 95,000 downloads. And then this month, I think we're going to hit like 110,000 downloads, which is absolutely wild. So first off, thank you so much to all of you guys that have been listening to the show. We always try to bring you guys the latest and greatest, the best information, the best resources to grow a successful green industry business and landscaping company. You guys know the marquee is Lawns, Lessons, Life. And I always try to make sure that I add value to you guys and just help you with timely information that I think is worth your time and energy, if you will, listening to the show. We could be talking about anything, but I want to make sure that we're adding value to you guys and always helping out. So that being said, I know a lot of you guys have been with us for a handful of years, listening to the show, supporting. We appreciate that loyalty. However, as you guys would imagine, tons of new people listening to the show. So for all of you guys that have heard the same, Equip Expo and the GIE Expo and the Song and Dance, and you guys know probably the next 15 minutes by heart, just bear with me. Maybe it'll just be some busy music, some busy time, for you guys. Maybe the elevator music for all of you guys that are mowing grass, slinging mulch, putting in pavers. Trust me, I get it. But I wanted to spend some time here for the newer folks that have not been down to Louisville, Kentucky just yet to check out the Equip Expo. Does that make sense? So here's what I want to do. We're going to give you guys the macro perspective. I want to talk about the lay of the land for the show, talk about hotels, registration, and just give you guys the details to help you plan your trip to Expo now, because here's why. As you guys would imagine, 25, 30,000 folks, whatever it is, are going to descend on Louisville, Kentucky the week of the October 18th. And so if you try to book your ticket the week of, a hotel the week of, restaurant reservations, a car rental, a flight maybe, all of that stuff, it's going to be really hard to do 2 or 3 weeks out or the week of. So here's what we want to do. We want to help you guys plan ahead. It's 5 or 6 months out, but as you guys all know, snap your fingers. It's going to be here before you know it, and it's going to be really, really difficult and really, really expensive to book any of this stuff last minute. So that's why we're talking about it now in May. By the way, of course, we'll do another episode here sometime, probably mid to late September, giving you guys the final lay of the land, the final maybe more day-to-day where we're going to be, what we're going to be doing, because there's after parties, there's social functions, there's, of course, last minute updates from Equip, from the mothership. They always try to clue some of us in that can help spread the word. I'm actually behind the scenes right now, can't announce anything officially, but we're working with Equip to have a fun event for you guys on Thursday with a couple other folks that you guys know in the industry. So there'll be like a live stage setup and a bunch of other stuff going on. Can't really spill the beans on that just yet. Still hammering out some of the details, but that's the kind of stuff that I want to maybe go a little bit more in depth on in September or around that time frame when we do another update for Equip 2022. So here's what we're going to do today. Talk about the macro perspective, just give you guys the lay of the land. A lot of questions about registrations, hotels, where to stay, what to do, all that kind of stuff. So that's what I want to go through here and just kind of keep the episode light here as we kind of wrap up this Friday work week. Fair enough? So here, let's do this really quick. Let's jump over to Marty, Mr. Producer, down in the ATL. We're going to hear from today's show sponsors and announcements, and then we're going to come right on back.
Are you dreaming of enjoying your favorite ice-cold beverage on the perfect lawn this summer? Have you spent hours in your yard trying to turn it into a masterpiece only to realize you're not Picasso? We've all been there and know how frustrating and time-consuming this can be. Luckily, Landsea is the solution for all of your lawn care needs. Our diverse catalog of products was expertly developed by a lawn care enthusiast for lawn care enthusiasts. No BS, no inflated price tags, just user-friendly, affordable, quality equipment that can be easily assembled, easily maneuvered, and easily maintained season after season, no matter your experience level. We are so confident that our products will deliver that we're offering free shipping year-round and a complimentary lifetime product guarantee allowing you to buy with confidence. Landsea is also the exclusive U.S. retailer of Swardman Reel Mowers. Swardman mowers are precision engineered and beautifully designed to cut your lawn quietly and efficiently time after time. Be the envy of all your neighbors this summer and visit Landsea.com to take the first step in achieving the better lawn of your dreams. That's LANDZIE.com. And you know what? That drink will never taste better. Use the code Brian's10 to save 10%, and the link is in the show notes.
All right, guys, we're going to jump right back into it. And so let's not waste any time here. We're going to keep the episode short and sweet. So here's what I wanted to talk about was Expo 2022. What is it? So long story short, and you guys, some of you guys might have heard the jabs that we've all been kind of thrown out there a little bit. It used to be called the GIE Plus Expo, and they rebranded it here this year for Equip Exposition and Equip Expo 2022. Now, again, unfortunately, nobody's asking myself, Paul Jameson, Caleb Allman, and so on, what we think about the name change. You know what? We don't hate it. We just don't always officially love it either. But you know what? Like I said, nobody's asking us our 2 cents on the name of the show. I'm sure some high-priced consultants said, hey, this would be a fantastic name to help make sure they have double-digit growth. And you know what? God bless them, because last I heard it was like the 5th or the 7th or the 12th. I don't even know. Largest trade show in North America. So to be totally fair, whatever they're doing right. And by the way, that's also because it's including so many of you guys that are coming to support and check out the show. So let me talk about really quick the macro perspective. Let's Google Earth this thing. Let's pinch the map. Let's zoom out and just help you guys understand what this whole thing is, because you're going to hear about it ad nauseum until it happens October 18th through the 21st. So here's the deal, really quick. A lot of us, we are used to going to our local dealer to get our mowers, trimmers, blowers, our trimmer lines, our 2-stroke fuel, all that fun stuff. My local dealer here is Weingart's, for example. And so every spring, usually in mid-February sometime, they have a dealer open house. We have a steak fry, they call it, where each location fries up like 600, 700, 800 steaks. And, you know, Weingart's has 6, 7, 8, 9 locations now. Do the math, carry the 2, cosine tangent. They're spending 5 tens of thousands of dollars on steak. It's absolutely wild. But you know what? It's a good time. It's always in February. It gets our minds thinking about the green industry, gets our minds off of snow and thinking about lawn care and kind of skating to where the puck is going to go. Well, that's your local trade show. That's your local dealer open house. Always a good time. Maybe your place has steaks. Maybe they have popcorn. Maybe they throw a brewski at you, whatever, right? Well, going up from there, like kind of a regional thing might be your regional trade show. So for us up here in Michigan, we have the MGIA, the Michigan. I think Paul Jameson calls it Michigan, but it's the Michigan Green Industry. By the way, Paul probably will make fun of me saying the word Michigan. We can all make fun of him about saying the word Adidas. I was listening to his Cujo Yardware show the other day, and I don't know, Paul, what's going on there? Him and Mr. Creole. It's Creole, Jason, or Paul. But anyway, the Adidas. He was talking about the Cujo shoes, and I was bursting out laughing, looking like a fool in somebody's backyard. So anyway, if I can mess up Michigan, and he'll probably rag on me for that, then I can rag on him for Adidas. But anyway, I lost my whole train of thought, but the MGIA is the Michigan Green Industry Trade Show. You guys can tell we have fun on these shows, pitching and catching back and forth. So guess why you got to listen to both shows and see how people respond, right? Shots fired. But any which way, the MGIA is our regional event. And so that's over here in Michigan. Same thing. It's usually first part of February, maybe first part of March, whatever. And that'll pull people from, in Michigan, it'll pull people from Illinois, Indiana, Pennsylvania, maybe, Ohio, sometimes Canada when the borders open, all that kind of stuff. And there's, 4,000 or 5,000 people that will go through that mill. And who's there? Well, you'll see the Cub Cadets, the X Marks, the Toros, the Aaron's folks, the Gravely people. A lot of it's usually supported locally from the local dealers and regional reps and all that kind of stuff. But you'll see, sometimes the small businesses like the Cujo Yardwares, the Isotunes of the area kind of pop up, and those folks will have those smaller booths, and you get to just kind of see the latest and greatest. So you'll see the landscaping yards, the nurseries, great people to make friends with. I mean, those are your local folks. Well, you have your local event, your dealer open house, right? Which you should go check out, support, network, get to make friends over there. You got your regional shows, the MGIA. There's some on the East Coast, some in the Plain States. They're all over. You just got to maybe ask around. Ask your local dealer, hey, is there any trade shows that are coming up, spring or fall, right? And then from there is the Super Bowl. A lot of people refer to it as the Super Bowl. And so that is the Equip Exposition. Like I said, they changed the name, down in Louisville, Kentucky, the week of the 18th through the 21st. Now, a lot of things are going on that are very similar that if you guys have been a couple times before. However, we do have some date changes, some name changes, and some different events going on. So let me kind of fill you guys in as we go. So just to give you guys the lay of the land, what is Equip? It's about 1 million square feet of indoor trade show space at the Kentucky Exposition Center. So Louisville, Kentucky is like the southernmost north city and the northernmost southern city. It is a large city. Don't quote me on the numbers, probably 1.1, 1.2 million people, maybe 1.5 million people. It's a big mega city with suburbs and the whole deal. Stay out of the northwest corner, you'll be fine. And then maybe the east side. But anyway, which way? Outside of that, I guess what's left, right? But it's a really nice city. I love Louisville. A lot of great food, a lot of great people, Southern hospitality, and they're just really, really good folks. But here's the deal. The Kentucky Exposition Center is a huge kind of crossroads of the country. Like UPS has their regional, not regional, but like their world headquarters for all their shipping in and out. A lot of trucking, a lot of train cargo moves in and out because if you divide the country like east-west and then north-south, at least on the east side of the Mississippi, everything arguably goes through Louisville. So it is a huge hub of commerce, of business. And it's funny, like it's not just for the green industry. Like it's crazy. Like you'll go down there and we'll be staying at the Gold House and you'll see like regionals at the Kentucky Expo. Well, not with Expo because it takes up the whole freaking place. But there's times where there's like the national volleyball tournament for like, for kids from ages 7 to 15, or cheer competitions, or hockey or baseball, because there's huge baseball with Louisville and Louisville Slugger and all that kind of stuff down there, right? So it's a fun city because there's always so much going on, like from kids events to national events to trade shows to automotive stuff. Real estate conferences. I mean, I've heard of almost everybody and their brother has been to Louisville in one way, shape, or form for a conference or an event. So we're all going to descend down on the Kentucky Exposition Center. Now, you can Google this really quick. It's a massive facility. I think the number is touted around like 1 million square feet inside. I think the Expo takes up like 675,000 square feet of that. So I've said this before, but maybe you guys are new listeners to the show. A Walmart, from last I understood, is about 250,000 square feet. Okay, so imagine the inside of a Walmart. These mega Walmarts, they're wild, they're crazy. You guys have been to them. Some of you guys might mow the lawns or plow the snow of them, right? Well, imagine 3 or 4 indoors of a Walmart. Imagine 3 or 4 Walmarts stacked side by side, or in a big square or rectangle. That's how big this thing is. And all you see inside and indoors is wall-to-wall people talking about lawn care, landscaping, agriculture, farming. It's freaking wild. And the booths are not your little, hey, there's 4 mowers on the floor at your local dealer with your Cub Cadet where they got the 960, the X600, and the little 32 or 36 stand-on, and then maybe a little walk-behind unit, right? These booths are 100 feet by 100 feet. Big friggin' banners hanging around that are spinning that probably cost $10,000. They have 20 different mowers inside the booths, these cool automotive type looking displays and LED light panel walls, these huge infographic things that are just, spinning with the different lights that kind of rotate and transition on them. And then wall-to-wall people from the companies. So all these folks are there to literally support you guys. They want to sell you a mower, of course, and have you guys loyal to a brand and, try to, build those relationships, which that's why so many people enjoy going to the show. It's all about making friends and just the networking aspect. But you have the Toros, the Cub Cadets, the Steels, the Echoes. You name one, you got to name them all. But from Western to Byers to, Boss to, guys, help me out, Bobcat to Vermeer to, gosh, you name it. And then you also have the Hardscape North America folks and the landscaping folks that are usually on the north side of the whole trade show floor. So if you go into the show, it'd be to the left all the way north on the building. So over there is all the hardscaper guys and the Pave Tools and the Unilock and Teco if they're able to come from Canada. And then 1,000 other brands. Obviously, I don't know the hardscaping world as well with all the brands there. But then you also get to see the smaller companies, the smaller people like the Isotunes, the Cujos, the guy that has the little torpedo thing that you can kind of trench up for a flower bed, for to put a flower in really quick. The little torpedo thing, you guys might have saw that video on YouTube last year. The leaf burrito guys were there. So some of the companies that you guys know, like, and trust and love today were like the little 10 by 10 booths 2, 3, 4 years ago. Like Nick Carlson with Mulchmate. He had like the little back corner booth and probably about the last one for, $10,000 to have a little booth there. And, fast forward a couple years later, he's doing a couple $1 million. I was just talking to him the other day. He's doing a couple $1 million in Mulchmates, and he's now on the main showroom floor, moving elbows and rubbing shoulders with the Cub Cadets and the Toros. Absolutely wild. So here's the deal. It is a super fun trade show. It is a lot, though, at the same time. It's like drinking from a fire hose. And I forget the stats and I forget the numbers, but if you tried to spend 5 minutes even at each booth, they always say, you couldn't even make it to all of the booths. There's just literally that many people. Now, there's an app and you can make a map and you can get all tactical about where to go. For me, sometimes I usually just kind of centipede up and down the rows, if you will. So I'll start up front and just kind of centipede back and forth all the way left and right or up and down. But you know what? Eventually you get stuck talking to somebody, being a good thing, or you want to run over to a booth because they have like this huge unveil, at 10 a.m. on Thursday morning. So then you start doing like the star thing where you kind of, zip all over the place. It'd be fun to wear like one of those like Fitbits or stepometer things and then like kind of track like your map, if you will, to see like the star that you kind of make and the outline, if you will. And like you started off centipeding through the whole place, but then eventually it starts looking like a 20 pointed star and you kind of just crisscross all over the place. That's usually what happens to my schedule. It kind of goes right out the window Wednesday when we walk into the show. So any which way, that is the indoor portion of the show. The outdoor portion at Michigan, the outdoor portion of the show is something like 40 acres outdoors. So imagine all the same booths inside, about a fifth or so the size of them outside, but then they all have a maybe about a quarter acre or a half acre kind of ribboned off, kind of taped off spot for outdoor demos. Now, as long as the weather holds up, it's usually pretty cool outside. There's been some years where it's been pouring down rain. It's absolutely cold and miserable. Cold being 50 degrees, which is still pretty decent for us up north because in October, we could already be down in the 40s. You guys know what I'm saying. But for all those southern folks that are used to the 80s and the 90s or even 100 degrees, they're like, hey, we'll take that 50, 60 degrees. That's a welcome change from sweating it out all day through October when it can still be 80 degrees. Paul Jameson, we're looking at you. So any which way, that guy just lives poolside, doesn't he? He's just living the dream, podcasting and kicking it up and working out every day. Paul, we love you. We're living vicariously through you, bud. So a big Paul Jameson fan. So here's the deal. He gets cold, though. He comes up to Michigan in November. It's 40 degrees. And he's like, it's cold. I'm like, Paul, this is like summertime weather for us, man. You're just lucky it ain't snowing. But for a kid that grew up in Ohio, I don't know, he's gotten soft on us. Go moving down to Atlanta the last 10, 15 years. Amen. So love you, Paul. So any which way, back to Equip. The outdoor expo is like 40 acres of outdoor demo. Literally, you can get in the New Holland skid steer. This thing is like, I don't know, 6, 8, 10 tons or whatever. One of the largest skid steer machines, full-size skid. You can jump in that thing and literally dig a 6-foot hole in the ground and dump, 2 yards of dirt and just tear the place up. As long as you have I think 16 years old and a license, you're good to go outdoors. But any zero turn, any mini skid, you can drive a Toro Dingo TX 1000, 2000. You can jump in the Ditch Witch SK 1550. So if you've ever wanted to look at the equipment or even line yourself up for success for 2023 or, the following year, this is the point of the show. Go there, look around, shop, network, make friends, get to know the local dealers, get to know the local regional reps, get to know the national reps, get to know all the people back at the mothership and, network, make friends, work deals. Say, hey, if I buy 3 units, what can you do for me? I mean, that's the conversation that you're having, at least that's what I'm having down at Expo. So the outdoor is just as cool. There's the UTV test track, all these outdoor demos, hardscape demos. It's a wild time. So let's do this really quick. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to talk about registration, hotels, where to stay, where to eat, all that kind of stuff. Because again, to hit it full circle from the beginning, I don't want you guys to come up short, trying to book all this stuff 2 weeks out from Expo, because it is going to be 2, 3, 4, 5x the cost if you can even get in, because registrations, they may fill up, hotels will definitely sell out. And if you're trying to book a flight, maybe you're trying to fly out from Minnesota or, Florida, because it's a little bit of a trek. Well, you're not going to be buying a flight last minute for $99. They're going to jack that up to $699. Amen. So let's do this really quick. We're going to take a quick commercial break. I'm going to get a sip of water, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about Equip Expo. Hang tight.
Is your back sore from spreading peat moss manually? Are you sick of spending hours trying to create even layers in your yard, only to lose 30% of your product to a wind gust or uneven distribution? If you are looking for a quick, easy, and efficient solution that will not leave you covered in dirt and dust, the Landsea Compost and Peat Moss Spreader is the answer to your prayers. Expertly developed in the USA with a lightweight frame and comfort grip handles, this powder-coated mesh barrel roller makes spreading a breeze no matter the size of your project. Simply clip the handles into a cymbal, load it up with the top dressing of your choice, close the latches, and roll away. Featuring a tumbling cage to break up large clumps and distribute your product evenly every time, our spreader is better for your lawn and better for your wallet. Our modern approach to lawn care will have your lawn looking lush and professionally maintained in no time. With our complimentary Landsea lifetime product warranty and free shipping year-round, you can buy with confidence knowing that we've literally got your back. Visit Landsea.com to learn more and place your order today. That's LANDZIE.com and use Brian's 10 at checkout to save 10%.
All right, guys, well, let's jump right back into it here, and we will shorten this thing up, and we will get this thing done here in the next 5 or 6 minutes. So let's talk about really quick where to stay, how to register, and places to go. So as I said earlier, we're going to come on in October 18th. That is the first official day of the show. So let me talk to you guys really quick about what's happening that day. And best I understand, later that evening, they're actually going to have a kind of like a welcome reception there from 6 or 6:30 through 9 p.m. It is going to be at the Louisville, I'm reading this off the website because I wanted to be accurate, the 2022 Louisville Slugger Field, downtown Louisville. There you go. All attendees are welcome for food and fireworks from 6:30 to 9 p.m. So punch in your GPS, the Louisville Slugger Field in downtown Louisville. So that is going to be outside of any like fun events that other people might have going on. Tuesday night, huge welcome reception. So really quick, the reason for that, by the way, is last year, GIE Plus Expo or Equip, who's actually the mothership? The OPEI, OPEI actually runs and owns the Equip show. So the OPEI is the Outdoor Power Equipment Institute, if I'm not mistaken. So all the brands that you guys know, throw in $100 to the kitty, and they have the legislative body. It's more than $100, but the legislative body that represents all of us to Congress and whatever else they do. I'm not going to pretend like I know what I'm talking about here, but that is the governance board that lobbies on your guys' behalf for the industry. So the Toros, the Graveleys, a lot of these folks that are the CEOs and whatnot, those are board members of the OPEI. Anyway, last year, they moved their office from Virginia, D.C. area to Louisville, Kentucky. So they set up camp. That's home base for them. So your guys' national trade show is in Louisville, Kentucky. And so all the folks there that support the show, literally the corporate folks that put on the show, there's about 20, 30, 40 of these people. They are all home base in downtown Louisville. And so last year they did a ribbon cutting, I think on Tuesday afternoon, about 4 or 5 o'clock, invited a couple people over. And that was really cool. We got to see the new offices, brand new, beautiful places, all the glass windows and glass offices. It's part of the Thoroughbred Society, I think, is on the same level there. Some of you guys that know downtown Louisville, you guys probably know where I'm talking about. But just great folks. Everybody there for real. They're super friendly, super kind. They talk about you guys all day long. Like, how can we make the show more fun? How can we get more people to it? How can we spread the word? There's just great chemistry. They're just honestly good people. So anyway, now that OPEI and the Expo is officially part of Louisville and they've moved there, you can tell that they're rolling out the red carpet for all of you guys. They want to have as many people there from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Tuesday night to see the fireworks and the quote unquote grand opening again of the Equip show. So most likely Liz and I will be there. Emmy will probably be in tow. We'll probably bring my mom or mother-in-law over there to babysit, to help out a little bit. And that's where we're going to be Tuesday night. So that's going to be really cool. So if you can make Tuesday, fantastic. If not, my suggestion, we'll get into this here in a second, would be make sure you make Wednesday and Thursday. All right, but Tuesday is going to be extra credit. And here's the deal. Just to back up a quick second, for any of you guys that are like, hey, maybe you've thought this thing, hey, I don't have the time to go to this stuff. I got to take 2-3 days off. How do people even get to this thing? Aren't they working? All that kind of stuff. Look, most of us, two different camps. If you're mowing, the lawns are usually slowing down in October from Canada all the way down to Virginia. They're slowing down. And by the way, if they're still growing, you take a couple days for yourself. It is a work function. It is a company function. It should be a non-negotiable for your business. You have to make time for networking, professional development, continuing education, a trade show, and by the way, some family time and some vacation time, okay? Make it a point to come on down to the show. So here's the deal. If you're a landscaper, don't book any jobs, that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Maybe wrap up some service orders or do a small landscape job Monday, Tuesday, and then boogie on down the road. For us personally, if you don't have employees that can, hang back and, keep the wheels greased and the operation moving, by the way, you might want to bring your people down there as well. Get them around the environment, get them around the culture, get them around other great people that they can learn from so they kind of buy in more. Tell them, hey, we're going to take 3 nights, to have a company function, go on down, give them a $500 budget, get them a hotel room for 2 nights, bring your crew. There's so many people that, hey, back at home, no matter where they're at in the country, they shut the operation down and they come on down. And I know people that are like, hey, I can do a mulch job and make $400. I get it, but you will make it'll profit you so much more if you just come on down, spend the time with these folks, network, build friendships, build relationships. The work is always there. We say it all the time on the shows. The work is always there. You got to make some time for you. So any which way, for us, usually in October, that third to fourth week of October, the lawns are usually slowing down. We send out an email to all of our customers. We will not be by this week. We're going to a trade show. We'll be back, resuming service the following week. If you're a landscaper, probably a lot easier for you to schedule, but nonetheless, still make sure you're touching base with your customers. So anyway, going back to the schedule, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday that week. Wednesday morning, they're actually changing things up. They're actually changing things from years past, and they've been experimenting with different things where they used to open up the trade show like at 6 p.m. open to the public, and then it was 4 p.m. open to the public, and then it was lately, right now, it's going to be 9 a.m. to noon is media, and then from noon forward, the trade show is going to be opened up for all attendees, which is the first time they've done that in a while. So Wednesday morning is going to be the fun opportunity to run on in there, hang out, have fun, get to meet all of your friends the very first day, noon on Wednesday. It says right here, the trade show will open up earlier for attendees on Wednesdays, starting for dealers at 9 a.m. and landscape contractors at noon. All right, so here's the thing, and I should have said this earlier, and I haven't committed to this, but we've kind of committed to this. And I'm going to read this right here for you guys. This is a new one. The Mulligan, this is so interesting. This is so not me. The Mulligan's 5K Run and Walk, sponsored by Aaron's and the Turf Mutt Foundation, will benefit the Kentucky Humane Society. Steps off Wednesday at 7 a.m. and takes participants across the Ohio River on the city's Big Four pedestrian bridge. All right. I need some love. I need some support. I need somebody to be my accountability partner, and I need somebody to come hang with Liz and I, because we're already talking to somebody that we get to network with at Equip, part of the mothership, people we get to talk back and forth and just communicate, make sure that things are all cool. And he's like, you're going to do the run, right? We're like, absolutely, yes, we are. Because Liz is in the back seat. Even though she has only a little size 6 foot, somehow she was able to insert the whole thing in her mouth. And she said, absolutely, we're going to be running the 5K. And I said, and I looked at her, I said, bro, what are you doing? And she goes, yeah. And I said, we haven't ran a 5K, dare I say, ever. And we're going to train for this thing in 5 months. She's like, it's only 3.1 miles. And I'm thinking to myself, consecutively? Like, I'll walk 3.1 miles for the week. I'm going to run another, my mind's getting ahead of myself. I told Liz, I said, we're already going to expel every ounce of energy at the show in 3 days. If you guys know, you go to the show, you're wiped out by Friday. I said, nothing sounds better than to already go to a show where I'm going to get wiped out and wipe myself out by 8:30 in the morning on Wednesday before the show even starts. I said, why would I go run 3.1 miles across some bridge for, 15, 18, 20, 30 minutes there and back? That's what I understand. Like, we're going to start at that green, grassy kind of park, probably go up the ramp, run across the bridge, run back, probably stretch out in a gurney after that. Then have the ambulance drop my butt off at the front of Expo with those little tractors zoom by. So any which way. So more than likely, Liz and I are going to run the 5K. I'm trying to see if Jobber wants to sponsor back. Like, my run is sponsored by Jobber. Hey, you guys pay me $5,000. I'll run across your bridge. That's funny right there. Cause I was like, we're going to run for fun. Like, oxymorons, right? You guys have heard me say my same dad joke, like jumbo shrimp, government worker, fun run. Like, and I'm sure the Idaho barber, lawn barber is listening in, and he's Mr. Physical Fitness, but I don't know the last time anybody's ran for fun. I mean, and like, do I get a Starbucks gift card at the end of this? Is there like a Chipotle? Do I get a free hot dog or something at Equip? Like, where's the incentive structure here? And God bless my wife. That's what she signed us up for. So apparently we're going to do the Mulligan's Mutt Fun Run 5K. I don't know what is happening here on Wednesday morning. So somebody listening in, listen, we're getting $110,000 a month. There's probably 30, 40,000 active listeners every day or every month or whatever it is. One of y'all better pace with me. You might be like Matabatubi, the people over there like Usain Bolt, those people from like Kenya that run like, 5.5 minute miles for 26.2, run like 26 miles marathons in like 1 hour and 58 minutes. You guys ever seen that stuff? These people run like 5 minute and 40 something second pace, 26 miles. Every mile is like on the dot, plus or minus 2 seconds, like 5.5 minutes. Absolutely wild. So I don't know who's my pace guy. I don't know who that is, but one of you guys better sign up and say Fullerton. I'll do it with you. If you're going to run a 5K, tag me on IG and holla at your boys so we can start making a little pod and we can have our little Peloton running across the Louisville. I don't know what's happening. So, all right, let's keep moving. So for any which way, for all of you guys that want to come check things out, Wednesday, we'll be at the trade show at noon till probably 5 o'clock. Then there's going to be after parties. Usually there's the 4th Street Live party. More details on that to come. I don't know who's coming just yet. Everybody kind of filters into downtown. That's a huge concert. It's a riot. It's a bunch of fun. That's Wednesday night. Usually that stuff kicks off about 8, 9 p.m. And by the way, like I said, there's a lot of after parties. More on that later. Different companies will have community events and industry events. That's what I'm saying. Buddy up with your dealer, your brand of choice, and ask them, hey, man, where's the after party? Where are we hanging out? Where's there food, beers, whatever you guys are into? And you guys can go hang out with those folks afterwards. All right, really quick. On Thursday, I don't have the exact time that it opens up on Thursday, but more than likely it's going to be a 9 to 4 or a 9 to 5 on Thursday. The trade show is going to be open all day. And then Friday, it's usually open again, like 9 to noon or 9 to 1. So I don't have those details in front of me. If I start looking on the app, I'm going to get all messed up. So I just want to make sure that we talked about the fact that the show is going to be Wednesday noon till probably about 4 or 5. Thursday, usually 9 to 4, 9 to 5. And then Friday, they've been shoring it up like 9 to 2, 9 to 1-ish, maybe even 9 to noon. So if you guys want to go, here's the point. Make sure you guys come on Wednesday and Thursday. That would be my biggest suggestion. By the way, for all of you guys that are still mowing grass and the lawns are still growing and you're like, I got to get back, I got to mow. I totally get it. What I would suggest is come on Wednesday and Thursday, maybe drive down early or late night on Tuesday, spend all day Wednesday, Thursday, and then whether you want to gun it back, Thursday night or first thing Friday morning, you get back by noon, 1, 2 on Friday. You can mow all your lawns on Friday and Saturday that maybe you were mowing on Wednesday and Thursday. Does that make sense? So if you do have lawns and work to do, sometimes we do. Sometimes we get back and we cut 20, 30, 40 lawns that Friday and Saturday or Saturday, Sunday, and we just make up. So it just depends on how well the grass is growing and if we can get that third or fourth cut in for the month of October. Again, for us up in Michigan, if it's 40 degrees, the grass is slowing down. If we happen to have a 70-degree month, the grass is still growing, and we're going to go cut. We're going to go make that money. All right? So here's what I want to just say really quick. Number one, talking about registration. You guys have all heard the pitch 100 times, but take 2 minutes, and I'm just going to ask you guys, can you guys register? Can you guys use our code so you guys can just get it out of the way? Because last year, I think 350 people registered about 1 week before the early bird registration was up. which was absolutely wild. Because I was talking to Equip and they're like, yeah, we just had 2,000 people register this week, the last week of early bird registration. And I'm like, oh my God. And I did a whole talk. I actually screamed at everybody about procrastinating as a business owner. That's something we all should be working better at, and not being procrastinators, right? So here's my point. Right now, the registration is $20, and that is usually through like the first week of September. I think I saw 9/9 on their website. So retail's $20 to register. It's $10. You got to register a ticket for you, a ticket for your spouse or your foreman or all of your guys. Each person individually has to be registered. Promo code Brian, as you guys would imagine, saves 50%. So it's only $10. So here's my point. If you guys are going to go, you already know you're going to go. We do get a kickback. It is something that we directly get, a kickback from Expo. That's why everybody's promoting the show. You guys would probably already be able to connect those dots. But here's the other thing too. It lets Equip know who's actually, quote unquote, bringing people to the show. Who are people, the people promoting the show? Who do those folks want to see? And so here's the deal. We're trying to get some stage time and a fun event kicked off. I was going to say it just now, but I can't. What we're going to be doing on Thursday morning, and I got a couple other people we're doing a panel with. It's going to be a lot of fun. But those events and those opportunities, what's the best way to say it? Like, get opened up for myself and other people if they know that, hey, a couple hundred people are registering with our code, I guess. Does that make sense? So here's my point. Don't wait till the last second. And if you guys can, use the promo code Brian to get registered for Equip. And that way they can say, all right, this is a good investment of our time or resources. We're going to do this stage setup, this panel, bring 200-300 people in, make it, open and public and fun. But they're like, all right, these people came here because they want to see Brian and a couple other folks. That's the best way you guys can directly support. Does that make sense? So here's the deal. From 9/9, I think it is, September 9th, registration, like I said, is 50% off. It's only $10. So register today. If you guys need to use the link, it'll be in the show notes. And then also, if you guys check out any of our YouTube channel videos, in the description, we'll have the link there. And then also on our link tree in Instagram. So maybe later tonight, it's 8-9 p.m. at night. If you guys jump on IG, you can go into our profile there, just, a little bio, and it'll be our link tree. And from there, you can just link off to the Equip Expo, use our registration link, and then plug in that code at checkout, and it'll save you 50%. We really appreciate that, for real. The kickback is nominal, but at the same point, it goes right back into supporting you guys and the show and the podcast, and we super appreciate it. And I really do love and just appreciate the reciprocity. That being said, don't wait, because I'm looking at the numbers here. After September 9th, like a couple weeks later, it goes to $40, right? $20 to $40. And then a week or two later, it goes to $80 to register in person at the show. So here's my point. If everything 2, 3, 4X is the 2 or 3 weeks before you guys go, and you're like, yeah, I was going to go, I just got lazy or I procrastinated or I forgot, a plane ticket right now might be $250, $350. You try to register 2 weeks out for a plane ticket with Delta or American, it's going to be $700. You try to get a hotel, which all the hotels are going to go. So now you're stuck buying an Airbnb or a hotel not part of the room block, and now it's going to be $399 a night, instead of right now where they have all these room blocks for $199 a night. Okay. So I don't want people to spend $1,000 going to Expo. You don't have to. You should be able to get in and out for $400 or $500 and some gas money and some food. And by the way, you were going to drive that day anyway, and you were going to eat that day anyway. You know what I'm saying? And if you like, hey, I can't go out to all these places to eat, no problem. Bring some sandwiches, bring some deli meat, bring some PBJs, and you can do it on the cheap. All right, get a couple buddies, get a couple roommates for the hotel room, and split costs, and you can do this thing for $200-$300. Okay. So really quick, we talked about the registration. We talked about flights and all that mess. The other question I get a lot is hotels, where to stay. So if you go to Equip Expo, they have partner hotels that they've registered with, where they have all these room blocks, and you can link off and all this mess. Do it on desktop. It's a lot easier than on mobile. But they have all the different hotels that they've partnered with, and they have these discounted room rates. So for example, there's kind of two sections of the town. For all of you guys who have heard the whole spiel before, you guys already know what I'm about to say. But if you guys are newer and you guys have never been to Equip, here's the deal. There's the downtown area of Louisville, like downtown, like that's the party central. That's the city. That's where 4th Street Live is. That's where your nicer restaurants are. That's where your nicer hotels are. That's where arguably all the parties, all the after parties, all the food, all the hangouts are. Okay. Then there's also the fairgrounds. That's the part 10, 15 minutes southeast. That's where the Kentucky Exposition Center is. Okay. And so there's a handful of hotels over there. That's your Holiday Inn Expresses, your Marriott Courtyards, your Comfort Suites, your Staybridge Suites, your Spring Hill Suites, all the little like economy lodge kind of places. Nice hotels, great places. They're all $150 to $200 a night. So you got two options there. If you want to get into the show like 8, 9 a.m. and be the first one there and the last one to leave, and you want to spend the most time ever at the show, stay near the fairgrounds. And again, you can look at the Equip Expo website, filter them all out, see which ones are which on their map and all that stuff. They're all really nice hotels, to be honest with you. Maybe look at the photos, try to find one of the newer hotels. That's what Liz and I usually do. But that's where you can stay, is by the fairgrounds, right? That way you can go in and out. Typically parking is free. They have actually comped it the last year or two, which is pretty cool. It should be probably free again this year. But it is a long line to get in and out. No matter what, 25,000 people are filtering into this thing all within a half hour before opening at 7 a.m. And 20,000 people are all filtering out of this thing at 5:30. Like I said, to get to their dinner reservations and to the after parties. Okay. So number one, if you want to see more of the show, stay at the fairgrounds. If you want to do the after parties, or maybe you're kicking a few back late night and you want to walk back to your hotel, totally cool, super safe. Downtown Louisville is actually pretty nice. There are some sketch areas. Just be smart. But there shouldn't be any reason you can't walk to the Marriotts, the Hiltons, the Gold Houses, those kind of hotels. So here's the deal. If you want to be near 4th Street Live, the parties, maybe you have dinner reservations, you want to walk the town, maybe you want to stay out late night and hang out, catch up with a lawn bro, go out to a bar after, something like that, till midnight 1, 2. That's totally cool. Go to the hotels, or stay at the hotels, I should say, book at the hotels, downtown Louisville. Okay. Ironically enough, I thought... It's so weird. Last year, I went. Actually, Liz stayed back because she had just had Emmy like a month or two before. So she just decided last minute she wanted to stay back. It would have been really tough for an infant, obviously. So I went, but the idea was, Liz and I were like, well, we'll stay at the the fairgrounds because that's where all the serious people will be, right? They're all going to be in and out of the conference. They want to spend the most time there, all this other mess, and see the show and the trade show and all that mess. Come to find out, I think literally out of every quote unquote influencer and every single person I knew, everybody stayed downtown Louisville. Like carte blanche, bar none, every single person and friend that we had stayed downtown. And that's fine. That's cool. Like, I'm not saying they weren't serious or committed or anything like that to growing a successful business or, meeting fans or whatever. It was just funny because I'm like, I thought everybody would want to stay by the fairgrounds. Come to find out, everybody decided to stay downtown. So this year, I have to go book a room right now, actually, with the Gold House. Okay. So more than likely, I'm going to be staying at the Gold House. I can't confirm if I'm going to be at that hotel. I got to look at availability and all that mess. But more than likely, Liz and I are going to be staying at the downtown area of Louisville versus the fairgrounds. Okay, but no right or wrong answer. Again, maybe you're younger, you're 17, 18, 19. You're going to go with your dad or two lawn bros or whatever, and you guys just want to see all the equipment, jump on a bunch of stuff. You don't care about the bars and the dinner, the dinners afterwards because it's all for old farts and old people. I totally get that. My suggestion would be get out of the congestion and all the downtown area and the bar scenes. Stay at the trade show, and there's a bunch of restaurants still at the Kentucky Fairgrounds. Okay, there's Applebee's, the Fridays, all that kind of stuff, and then all your quick service restaurants. All right, so bam. 41 minutes. There you go on the podcast so far. That's what I got. If you guys have questions, shoot me a DM, shoot me an email, whatever I can do to help you guys get there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, Liz and I are going to get there most likely on Tuesday. We're going to be staying in all week. We normally kind of zip out of there Friday evening or even first part of Saturday morning. By the way, bring the family if you guys want. Make it a vacation. You guys are going to be at the show more than you guys are going to be having free time. So if it's $51.49, it's more work than it is play. You can write off the whole trip. Talk to your CPA, talk to your accountant. They can help you guys figure that out. But there's a lot of fun stuff to do in downtown Louisville. For real. It's a really cool area. Like I said, families come there all the time for national cheer competitions, soccer competitions, volleyball competitions, tons of food, tons of fun. Louisville Slugger Stadium. There's the Muhammad Ali museum or center, which is really cool. Liz and I toured that. We toured the Louisville Slugger Museum. We got a little custom bat made up. That was really cool. There is the the Muhammad Ali thing, I think it is, and then the Yum Center. You can go through the whole tour of all that. There's a lot of stuff to do in downtown Louisville, all right? So maybe stay an extra day through Saturday or Sunday even, and you can check out some of the other fun things that are going on in downtown Louisville. Fair enough? So, all right, guys. Well, that's what I got. We'll cover this more in depth as we get closer. Like I said, there's a couple of things that we can't let the cat out of the bag just yet. But again, there's also like after parties and social media meetups. So stay tuned to IG. Stay tuned to the podcast. We'll make sure to clue you guys in for all the stuff that's going on. Some of the stuff I just don't have time to commit to or get to, but I still want to promote and share what other people are doing in case it makes more sense for your guys' calendar and you guys want to go check that out. But Liz and I try to go and support and commit to as much as we can, but we're busy. We're all over the place too. And not only that, toting around a newborn, she'll be a little over a year old by then, year and a quarter. We got to make sure that we're still taking care of moms, taking care of the baby. So, all right, guys. Well, that's what I got for you on today's show. Hope you guys appreciate it. And man, believe it or not, snap our fingers, 5 months from now, we'll be all down in Louisville, Kentucky, October 18th through the 21st. All right, guys, well, over and out. Don't forget to register later tonight. Maybe we'll send a little email reminder to kind of help you guys out. Appreciate the support. Really do. Use promo code Brian at checkout. And let's kick it over to Marty, Mr. Producer, and we'll look forward to catching up with you guys here next week, Monday.
Are you dreaming of enjoying your favorite ice-cold beverage on the perfect lawn this summer? Have you spent hours in your yard trying to turn it into a masterpiece only to realize you're not Picasso? We've all been there and know how frustrating and time-consuming this can be. Luckily, Landsea is the solution for all of your lawn care needs. Our diverse catalog of products was expertly developed by a lawn care enthusiast for lawn care enthusiasts. No BS, no inflated price tags, just user-friendly, affordable, quality equipment that can be easily assembled, easily maneuvered, and easily maintained season after season, no matter your experience level. We are so confident that our products will deliver that we're offering free shipping year-round and a complimentary lifetime product guarantee allowing you to buy with confidence. Landsea is also the exclusive U.S. retailer of Swardman Reel Mowers. Swardman mowers are precision-engineered and beautifully designed to cut your lawn quietly and efficiently time after time. Be the envy of all your neighbors this summer and visit Landsea.com to take the first step in achieving the better lawn of your dreams. That's LANDZIE.com. And you know what? That drink will never taste better. Use the code BRIANS10 to save 10%, and the link is in the show notes.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.